All set, I started my journey from Panjim the early hours of 26th May. So this is Mandovi Bridge that I was crossing, and it is the bridge that connects the central Goa to the North Goa side, and on the left hand side is the new Mandovi Bridge, which is beautiful at night. Specifically, it had a lot of lights and very sizzling, to be said, and the entire Panjim is definitely looks very amazing. The way it is maintained, the art, the casinos, all of it, though it was all not operating at that point in time, but yeah, you could probably see the lighting, and probably it was the best time to actually move around in Goa also, because there were least of traffic, no crowd at all, no mess, no fuss, and yeah, I probably had the best time in Goa to explore Goa. That would be, I would say, it was the best time. So I took the route from Panjim to Rivora, and I had to go to Dodamark, which was my checkpost as per my pass, and that meant that I was entering, or I would be entering, into the most interiors of Goa, which I had not yet ever probably been at, which was definitely a lot of fun. And the camera is like, definitely I'd got it a week back. Prior to this, I had never recorded any of my journey, and this is the first time I was actually recording my journey. I had been traveling a lot of places, specifically from Pune. Before Goa, I was in Pune for a long time, and from Pune I had explored all the places, almost every place around Pune, and Pune and Goa was very often, like 4 to 5 times a year was which I used to cover Goa, and this time I'd come for a longer time, wrapped my studio from Pune, and I was looking forward to open a studio space in Goa, but then Goa was itself going through the COVID time, and even the December and November time was not that fun in the sense of business, because there was a lot of challenges due to demonetization earlier, lot of issue also because of some flight had got cancelled or something was there. So anyway, the tourist was not as it used to be. A very low time, frustrated businessmen all around. Yeah, every person, most of the people that I met on the business friend were a lot frustrated because it was all empty. It was not at all something which Goa had witnessed ever. So, anyways, I think then I started off my journey from Old Wall, and it had been beautiful as I'd never explored the interiors of Goa, the real authentic raw Goa. Although I stayed at Mandrim definitely for like 3 months there, which was near the jungle, just at the edge of the jungle, I would say, or the beginning of the jungle. A very big Portuguese villa in where we had collaborated, or personally I had collaborated for a lot of workshop artworks, and also we were building a lot of spaces. A good experience. We also had a community built up there, community where we had a lot of people from across the globe, travelers and artists who came together, and we did a pretty much beautiful work there. So yeah, exploring Goa on all these routes are very extremely fascinating. You can see the coconut trees, the lane, and on the left hand side there was a small river. So this is where I entered village Panchayat Rivora, and I had to take a route which was Polwal, Rivora, and Pirna to Menkuram, and then Dodama. But luckily, I missed that route towards Menkuram, which actually goes to Dodama, and from Dodama it goes to Tilhari Ghat, which is a very beautiful ghat. Definitely, I had been there last time when I was in Goa. Rather, I was going from Goa to Pune. This time I was all alone. It's a solo trip for me, which makes it all the more amazing. I've never taken such a long trip all alone. So yeah, the Tilhari Ghat is very beautiful, very amazing. Definitely something to be covered, but the roads, the terrain is not good. And this time I definitely didn't want to take any risk. And luckily I missed Dodamak pathway, and I went ahead towards Pirna Ozarim, which is one of the most beautiful places that I have been in and around Goa. Rather, this entire region was very beautiful. I loved every bit of it, the houses, the green, the nature specifically, and the make of true authentic Goa that I was able to see. The huts were beautiful, and that entire patch has been very mystical also. Like, the more I entered into it, away from the civilization, it became more magical and mystical. And yeah, missing one right turn towards Dodamat took me to Perna Ozurum Bridge, and then from there I moved towards Elrorna. Yeah, Elrorna, and yeah, you'll see there is a road that I was traversing, which actually showed me towards, which actually did connect Goa to Solapur, but it was through a lot of jungles and ghats, and it is not the highway. Right now, I'm not on the highway, I'm in the interior roads, and yeah, I will catch the highway, so we will come to that. The interesting part is that I have traveled so many places in and around Goa, Pune, and usually I don't take the highway. I go with the route that crosses the villages, and somehow my map has got a taste of it, and it usually does not direct me to the highways. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that is how my map has also tuned to my routes, I guess, which is kind of nice. So yeah, I'm not sure how good it was at lockdown period to do so, but yeah, it was a part of an exploration, so there was no question to be asked there. So this is the Pirna Ozurim bridge that I had mentioned earlier. It was amazingly beautiful, and definitely I had to halt. Though I had spoken to my friend earlier that I won't be halting anywhere for any capture, but I would say I couldn't resist this. I wondered how peacefully and beautifully people probably were living here. And I have explored a lot of village life since my traveling days started, and probably even before that. And I love the simplicity of village life, the beauty of healthy living, I would say, or peaceful living. And it has always amazed me, the villages, the people, their innocence, and their love. And on my journey, I was able to actually cross a lot of small isolated villages, very interior, very core. And being a nature lover, I loved every aspect of this journey. I loved the way I was able to explore these places, explore nature, and just wander. So I was moving away from Goa, more towards the outskirts, towards Maharashtra border. So driving has been fun. It really gives me a high, and specifically driving an empty road is amazing experience. As you can see, there are no people on the road, or I could say there is way less crowd on the road. That's not even a crowd. There's like a handful of people here and there. So yeah, my camera dropped again and I had to fix it while driving. Yeah, it's me. The car is totally loaded. There is a lot of stuff that I have in car, including a 3-tiered seat, which I had made we had made in Pune. We had a studio named Rainbow Bubble Creative Hub in Pune, then a studio named Artsy. Basically, we had merchandise, art merchandise, wherein we took the artwork of artists and we converted into a lot of art merchandises and sold it and passed the commission to the artists. The only thing that I realized over the period of time that the fashion industry is one of the biggest pollutant, and we took a decision to stop everything then and there. I don't personally want to contribute to anything that is against nature, no matter what. And yeah, there have been a lot of challenges in front of business, finances, a lot of it, but then it's all good over the period of time. As I've learned, everything happens for the good, and some values are very core to my journey, and I keep it intact because that's what makes me. So I think this was the road wherein I started to move more into the jungle side, to be said. And there was a small route which I could see, I saw on the map. It was through the mountains, very interior into the jungle, and which was basically the route, the inside route, to be said, which was not on the highway roads, which actually went through a lot of villages to Solapur. And I had come far from Dodamark Road right now, and I was like, okay, let's just go wherever this takes me. And my navigator and guide, my friend, definitely Rahul Verma, had been watching me, and he would call me ahead in a time when I didn't know where exactly the roads were going, and I had not yet reached to the highway when he called me up in between. This was more an open space that I could see at that point in time. I was enjoying every moment, every bit of it. The roads were very new. The entire region was being explored by me for the first time, and I don't think that travelers had got a point or had ever got an opportunity to come this far inside, or definitely not this route. So it was an opportunity. I would say I was lucky to literally explore these roads. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, I was enjoying every bit of it. And it has been the most fascinating road trip. The roads that I was traveling had taken me into much interior regions of Goa, the north side, I would say, and though the scenic beauty, the exploration was all good, but then obviously I also had to keep a track of the time, and I had to find the right route. So till now, any which ways, I was thinking this is the right route, and it is in a way. It was in a way, because the only thing, it was not the highway. It was taking me to much interior roads, which I was kind of open to, I would say, to see where it takes me, and I was ready to cross the jungle or the ghats too. I was approaching the border to Maharashtra, like the border of Goa and Maharashtra, and I thought there would be some checkposts that I thought, but to my surprise, as I drove further, I came to a point where the road was blocked. And that was kind of a surprise to me, because I was not expecting a roadblock. I did think that probably there would be some checkpost, but it was not so. And they told that they have blocked, so which was pretty much also sensible. It was COVID time, and the interior roads have to be blocked, or else people could easily cross borders, and the entire aspect of lockdown definitely would not happen. And I did not think that such interior roads would be blocked. It was just that I thought so. It was not the right thing. And so this was the point where the road was blocked. And I asked the person from an alternative road, and he guided me to a nearby highway. So he told only the state highway is open. There is no roads on the inside, on the interior roads are all blocked, and I have to go back and take the state highway. So I understood that I had come probably 7 to 8 kilometers ahead, and I had to go back from one road that would join me to the highway, which would take me to the highways. So finally, almost after an hour's drive, I was able to locate the highway, and this was near Pernem. So I got onto the highway, which was directly connected to Solapur Road. And then here I was, finally reached to the highway. This was near Pernem. Driving another half an hour on the highway, half an hour on the highway, I did come across the checkpost, wherein I was able to see a lot of people out there, specifically the labor. Not a good scenario to see, as they all were stuck there, both sides of the border. I would say most of them were from Goa who wanted to leave Goa. Less clue what exactly is going on, because they were waiting for some trucks or some commuters for them, and there was some arrangement that was being made there, but then there was a lot of people, there was a lot of crowd there. So I did show my permit, and there was not much, and they let me go further. approached the Amboli Ajra road, which is a famous road. Like, this is the common road that we all take while traveling from Pune to Goa, and it's a ghat area, very steep roads and also curvy roads. On this passage, I had some beautiful halts also, and as there was no crowd, it made a lot of sense to just take a while on top of the hill. Usually these roads are pretty crowded. There's a lot of traffic on Amboli Ghat normally. I missed buying cashews at this point because just at the beginning of Amboli there's a lot of cashew producers, and cashew is grown heavily in that area, and we do get a lot of healthy and good cashews in Goa also. Like the place at Mandrim where I was staying and the jungle that I spoke about, we could find cashew trees just growing everywhere naturally. And yeah, we get good quality cashews everywhere in Goa also. The weather was beautiful this day, and because of no traffic also, the air was very fresh, the weather was clean, and it was very pleasant to drive on. And probably I wouldn't have asked anything more on this day. It had been an amazing start of the journey too. These are the must-drive roads, especially on the monsoon time, and the beauty during the monsoon is mesmerizing. There are waterfalls and freshness, and personally I love monsoon a lot, and I have had the chance of traveling these roads many times during monsoon. The only issue is, which was kind of a, I would say, pre-COVID time challenge of traffic again, because the roads are narrow and there's a lot of rush here during monsoon. Like the entire Mumbai and Pune, and also people from Gujarat drive down to Goa through this route, and it becomes almost a jam-packed area, and people would normally dirty the place, which is the most disgusting thing that I personally do not like, definitely. And that is also one of the good reasons that I see COVID being such a blessing, that there are not any people on the road who would probably, or who could probably dirty the place, at least for this time period. Yeah, I don't understand why people do that, because this is Mother Nature, our very home, which we definitely should keep clean for our own good. I mean, that's the one logical thing to do. But then definitely, if you are a bit more, I would say, mature, you would understand it's not only about us, it's about the wildlife, it's about the soil, it's about the trees, it's about the air, it's about like probably everything. And we humans are kind of have been destroying Mother Nature. But yeah, Mother Nature has its own way to clean the shit, including us. I took a small halt at the top of the ghat just to have the view of the valley. It's a very beautiful place, very calm, very quiet, and definitely at this point in time it was extremely peaceful, and I love being in peace. I love the calmness of nature and the quietness of the environment. So I took a bit of halt before I started to descend the ghat. Even these ghats, we have to be very precautious while driving, and we should be very aware and very attentive while driving through all these places. And yeah, being attentive gives us an opportunity to have more fun. This was the highway, all empty, not a single soul that I could see, apart from few trucks or probably some hills here and there. After crossing Ajra Nipani road, I reached the highway, the very highway that goes to Pune, Solapur, Kolhapur, and I drove till late evening or late night, I would say, by till 10 o'clock. By 10:30 I was in or near Solapur. And I took a halt at the checkpost. There were police stationed on the checkpost, and I slept in the car that night. And yeah, this was first day journey. I was off the highway by afternoon sometime, and this is where I halted somewhere near some village to have my lunch, and my company was nature, the sun, the tree, and this was during the evening. And the late night I slept in my car on the front seat for the first time, and bid good night to this beautiful day and to the first day of the journey.